13-year-old Jose was determined to finish his history project. But there was one problem. The book he needed wasn't available online. He asked his 19-year-old brother Angel for advice. "Looks like you're gonna have to go old school and hit the library," he said. But then Angel gave a sly smile. "But watch out for Miss Davis." Jose raised an eyebrow. "Miss Davis? Who's that?" "She's the librarian. She's been there for like 100 years. Legend has it that even on her first day at the job, she kicked a kid out for sneezing too loud. And I swear, the older she gets, the meaner she gets. Just trust me. Be careful." Jose chuckled. "What, you think some old librarian is gonna scare me? No way, bro. I'll be fine." Angel shook his head, half smiling. "Have fun," he said. Jose headed down the street to the library, already thinking of how he would handle whatever came his way. He wasn't afraid of any librarian. He walked confidently into building, ready to tackle the project. It was a quiet, almost eerie place, rows upon rows of books towering over him. There was no sign of any librarian anywhere. But Jose did see Amy Wu, the smartest kid in school, across the room searching for a book. Jose loudly called out, "Yo, Amy Wu, where's the history section?" In an instant, Miss Davis appeared out of nowhere like a magician. "Young man," she said firmly, "this is a library. Silence is required." Jose looked up to see the stern-looking woman with sharp eyes, staring at him as if she'd been waiting for the smallest disturbance. "You can't be serious, Jose," he said. "I was just asking a question." "Do not challenge me," said Miss Davis. "Silence is not optional. Break the rules again, and you'll earn yourself a hot date with the sidewalk outside. Understand?" Jose scoffed, annoyed by the harsh reprimand for something as small as asking a question. "Yeah, whatever," he quietly muttered under his breath, but Miss Davis heard him. "Out, right now," she said coldly, pointing to the door. Jose froze for a second, his pride bruised. "You can't kick me out for asking a question." But Miss Davis didn't blink. "I warned you." With a defeated sigh, Jose walked out of the library, fuming. He sat on the steps, frustration bubbling up inside him. Now he was stuck. His project was due soon, and without the book, he wouldn't be able to finish it. Just then, Amy Wu walked out of the library. She noticed him sitting there, looking like he had just been hit by a bus. "Why did you do that?" she asked, tilting her head. Jose shook his head. "I didn't do anything. Miss Davis is nuts. I just asked where the history section was and she sent me packing." Amy smiled softly. "You know, she's strict for a reason, but maybe, just maybe, you should go back in there and apologize. Swallow your pride and show some respect." Jose shook his head stubbornly. "Apologize? For what? I didn't do anything wrong." Amy shrugged. "Sometimes it's not about being right. It's about respecting the rules and the space. She's not just being mean. She's trying to teach you something." Jose hesitated, staring at the library doors. He didn't want to go back inside. But Amy was right. He didn't have any other options. Reluctantly, he stood up and headed back in. Inside, Miss Davis was at her desk, her eyes immediately locking onto him as he approached. "Miss Davis," he began, his voice quieter than usual. "I'm sorry for being disrespectful earlier. I didn't mean to break the rules. Could you please help me find the book I need for my project?" There was a long pause, and for a moment, Jose thought she might kick him out again. But then, to his surprise, she nodded. "I appreciate your apology," Miss Davis said, her voice softening. "Follow me." She led him to the history section, and after a few minutes of searching, they found the book. As Jose sat down to study, something unexpected happened. The library's silence didn't feel suffocating. In fact, it felt calming. He could hear his own thoughts, focus more clearly on the book, and get lost in the research. For the first time, he understood why Miss Davis was so strict about the rules. The silence, the structure, it all helped him concentrate and make the most of the time he had to work. By the time he finished his project, Jose had learned something he hadn't expected. Respecting rules wasn't just about following orders. It was about creating an environment where he could focus, learn, and grow. The rules weren't there to control him. They were there to help him succeed. As he left the library later that day, Jose smiled to himself. He had learned an important lesson. Some rules are meant to help us focus and grow, not to control us. Respecting authority and the space around us can unlock our true potential.